So can you take us through a handful, 4, 6, or 8 of maybe some of your favorite of the 40 transformational laws? What would be like 6 or 8 of some of the favorite transformational laws that you write about in your book?
Sure, yeah, I'm happy to. Well, I mean, let's start with number one. It's not number one for nothing. And when I first conceived of this book, I conceived of the laws using the word axiom. So if somebody reads the book, just to make it more clear, axiom and law, they mean the same thing. And it's what it means is it's a truism. It's something that is undeniable. It's a law of the universe, a law of spirit. And the first one, and this will be a little bit of a spoiler alert, but it's worth it anyway. This one we could spoil. This one came to me when I led my very first yoga teacher training, which again was really thinly disguised personal and spiritual development. And I didn't really know what I was doing. I just knew that, hey, if we come together with a common intention, right? The Hindus call that satsang. Jesus said, when 2 or more gather in my name, if we come together with a common intention, do some powerful practices together, then there's a good chance we're going to evolve, that we're going to feel better, that we're going to be enlightened. We're going to be lighter than when we started. So I just did my best with it to say, how can we give great value and help these people, right? We had, I think it was 20 brave souls who joined the very first one that I did, 28 days. And at the end of those 28 days, I collected a lot of feedback from the participants, right? Like I wanted to know, what did they love? What had worked well for them? What would they change? What would they improve? What were we not seeing? So a couple of days later, my assistant and I read through all of these forms, and we had these people write out like 8 pages each. We read through all of them, and one just like blew me away. And it was this guy, Marcus. He was a Austrian guy, real thick accent, and not what you'd think of as the typical yogi. He was big, strong guy. He was not very flexible. He was not into new agey stuff, kind of the contrast of what you think of at the hippie yoga studio. And what he wrote on his feedback form is, he said, "This is not an ordinary teacher training." And when I read that, I was like, uh-oh, what's coming next? And then he said, "This is a training to learn that you are amazing." I was like, whoa, really? I didn't know that. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have thought of those words, but that is the bottom line. And I remember,
what's your number one law? That you are amazing.
Yeah, but it's a tricky one though, Patrick, because if I say, Patrick, you're amazing, well, you might already know that. You might have done whatever healing inner work you needed to, or just maybe you always knew it. But for most people, if you say, hey, you're amazing, well, that doesn't mean anything to them that I think they're amazing. They have to learn it for themselves.
And that's what self-love is all about.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.